Right, so if it's just a whole number, we're going to put the 4 over 1, and that's what's going to tell you to flip it, right? Then you have something to flip, basically. The 4 over 1 flips to 1 over 4, and then switch the sign, negative. Okay, so just 2 quick examples of how you deal with perpendicular. All right, next, we're going to finally do this example I was telling you about. So in your book, it's example number 6. So in your book, I don't know if you paid attention to this, I'm going to show you right here, see, in the green? Did I show you guys this already? Oh, really? That's easy. So see the green right here? My example is tied to the green, right? So we're doing example number 6. See, 6 right there? It's going to tell you how to do these kind of problems. So little green key problem stuff will tell you, my examples will point you to how to do these problems. Okay? Makes it easier. And if you click where it says key problem 1 or problem 6 on the online textbook, it goes right to the example. That's handy. Okay, so use that as well. So I'm going to teach you the harder of the 2 examples. Here's what the directions to these problems say. Write the equation of a line through each point. This is exactly what the directions say. Okay, so write the equation of the line through each point, use slope-intercept point. So the first one they want you to do is going to be parallel to 2x minus 3y equals negative 3. Through negative 7, 10. So we're going to write some steps for these problems because sometimes it messes with your head. But first thing, I'm going to teach you one other thing for the second time. What's standard form? Who remembers? Good. X plus by equals c. This is standard form for a linear equation. So we're going to put this into slope-intercept. What's slope-intercept? Anyone? Should be VIF. Oh, look at that F. Ooh. What is that? Come on now. There we go. Okay, y equals mx plus b. It's way too challenging. So we're going to solve this equation for y by doing this. Subtract ax from both sides, minus af, just to reinforce this example, the little strategy I told you. What's the last step in solving for y? Divide by b, divide by c, divide by b, all 3 parts. Don't forget that. So y equals negative a over b, x plus c over b. Okay, so if I look at that equation we had, it was 2x minus 3y equals negative 3. What's the slope? Raise your hand if you know. Don't say it out loud, raise your hand once you know the slope. Raise it, raise it, raise it. More. That's not hard, right? What's a? A is 2, B is -3, C is -3. What's the slope? Colin. I can't keep it. 2/3. 2/3, is that right? So negative A over B, we have -2 over B is -3, and then the negatives disappear, so indeed it's 2/3. So remember that. Slope, if it's in standard form, you can always use negative A over B. Makes it easy, yeah? And if you want the y-intercept, you can do C over B. So we're going to go back here. We have our slope, 2/3, and finish the problem over here. So our M, let's write some steps though. So first step we're going to do is use negative A over B to find the slope. Okay, second step. So this one said parallel, right? So what are we going to do? It's the slope. What's the slope? Same slope. So over here we got our M of -2 over -3, which was 2/3. So that's step one. Step two, we're going to plug in M. And the point, and the point is always in x comma y form. 2y equals mx plus b. So we're going to do that next. What's the point we had? -7 comma 10, right? Which one's the x? -7 is the x, 10 is the y. Teachers don't teach this way, I don't know why, it's easier. So I like to write the equation first when I plug stuff in. I just make sure by doing that I get everything in the right spot. So my slope right here is 2/3. What's my y? 10. Don't make it hard. What's my x? -7. And I'm trying to find my new b. Remember, parallel lines are always going to have different b's. Slopes are going to be the same, right? They're going to angle up, but you're going to have different b's. They're going to connect in different spots. So we're trying to get the new b. So how do I multiply these? Anyone? Now flip. Maurice, how do I multiply those? Yes, top, straight across top and bottom. Good. You said it right. So 10 equals -14 over 3 plus b. How do I solve for b, Hunter? How do I get b by itself? So -14/3, how do I get rid of -14/3? Add 14/3, right? Opposite operation, so we're going to add 14/3 to both sides, add 14/3. And then you have your graphing calculator, you can just add that in the graphing calculator. 10 plus 14/3. So you just go like this, 10 plus 14/3. And you hit enter, it gives you that decimal, and then you hit math, enter, enter. I'll change it back into a fraction. Okay, so 44/3. All right, so here, I think. So we added these and we got 44. 2/3 for our B. Okay, so last step, I neglected a step. We're going to solve for B. That's what we just did. And then last step, we're going to plug M and B into y equals mx+b. So what was my M? 2/3. So what's my equation? Brianna? Perfect. Okay? New problem. Alright, so that's it, right? They'll give you problems like this that are perpendicular. So you just have to take the slope, flip it, and switch the sign, and do this exact same process. You just got to remember to flip and switch the slope. So it's kind of an involved process, but I think that's the easiest way to do this problem. You could do point slope and change point slope and deal with all that, but this is the easiest way. So